That's true, man. But then at the same time, I don't like. I just like it to be natural. Do you know what I mean? I don't like all the, because there's a lot of bravado. There's a lot of bravado that comes with all that. If you know what I mean? Because like I get what you're saying. Like I'd be so like I'm not gonna make out like I wouldn't be over the moon if someone like said like, oh, they want to invest money into this and we can like. But then the thing is, if we did this, I would want you to be like, if I did a music thing, I would want you to be part of it. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want it to just be like, oh, it's my thing. You know what I mean? Like I would want you to be co-host or whatever. You know what I mean? Or get up. Actually, oh fam, do you imagine if we had like a panel of like 10 people from like,
it'd be crazy, bro. It'd be
you know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
And we could just like,
have to be lyrical, innit? Obviously, people could come in and help behind the scenes and give light or whatever, but the show is just like this. It's a natural thing. Man sipping some water, we're talking. You know what I mean? It's normal. You're sipping your tea or whatever. It's just normal vibes.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
actually, big up my little brother. My little brother bought me this time ago. I love tea so much. He bought me a cup that says "Tea revives you." I've had this for like 6-7 years. Big up my bro. But yeah, no, that's what I mean. So like with the whole podcast sort of thing, like I like this energy and this vibe of it. So like for me, if I was gonna do this, like I've always thought to myself, if I wanted a studio, because I would probably just have to, like, when I move or something, eventually just have to turn a room into a studio, because I would want it to feel as home as possible, not like, oh, we go to an office and we all sit down and fucking, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like the whole formal vibe of shit. I like things to just be authentic, because when things are off the cuff and they're just like, do you know what I mean? It just flows better and it just, yeah, it's more spontaneous, and it's just like when you think of something, it's more miraculous when you actually come up with something on the spot, you know what I mean? And we've had some sick moments, like when I quizzed you on that tune the other day, and when fucking you had to research that thing, like we've had some good quality moments, brother, in this, because I've had points when I've been like mad in thought in part of one of the parts, and I've been in points where I've been fucking laughing. Then I've been in points where I'm like deep in, you know what I mean? So like there's a good energy. It's not just always like, oh, the world is grim, you know what I mean, 24/7. Like we've got good energy to it. We've got positive points, you know what I mean? There's a lot of different variables to this, and we seem to have a really good reception as well, because I've been having like bare people just getting on to me about this. Like your big up Naps. I spoke to him the other day as well. I'm gonna somehow, and well, we'll make it happen. We're gonna somehow pattern him into this he actually, I don't know where he is, because he messaged me and said he's near me, so I don't know.
Fam, he's in Wales.
Yeah, but it didn't make any sense to me, because I looked at his Twitter and his Twitter said England Plasto.
Yeah. Like I don't. Maybe I shouldn't bait him up, but yeah,
he's where he is, isn't it? But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, he's near you still. He's near you, I tell you that. But link him up, fam. Link him up. He would love that, bro.
I've messaged him, but this is what I said to him. I goes, if you want to speak to me, I was just like, I'll give you my number. Just, you know, we go from there. But then I think, to be fair, bro, I think he really wants you to be incorporated into it, because you mean, fam, you mean a lot to him, bro.
No, bro, he means a lot to me, fam. Like,
yeah, no, trust, 100%.
He's like a proper good brother. He's like, he never says a bad word, and he's always like, everything he says,
positivity.
It touches me every time, bro. Like it's mad. Like I don't even want to say he's a fan. He's not a fan. He's like,
nah, he's not a fan, bro. He's your friend, bro. You know what I mean?
He's a friend, yeah, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? That he's someone that I see as a family. You get me? That started as someone that liked my music.
Yeah, who just came along, and then you got a connection through that way, and it was natural. It wasn't a forced connection.
We just started talking, and it seemed like it grew, and it grew and grew. You know what I'm trying to say? We've actually got a friendship out of this, fam. Like, and you don't meet a lot of people in your life that you just click with like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Napoleon is a real brother, fam, and I have to big up his mumsy and his dad for how he got raised.
Yeah, man, 100%. He seems like a really nice guy, but yeah, he's you know, the amount of support that I see that he gives you, and the amount of support he's now been giving me, like I said, you know, he's subscribed to my channel, he started popping in my streams and all things, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, big up to him. But like I was saying, at some point we want to try and get him incorporated into this, because I remember what you said, I can't remember what part it was. Guys, go and check out the previous parts. I think it was either 12 or 13. You're on about that we were on a roll talking. You're like, oh yeah, we can like ring up MCs and stuff like that. I'm trying to. Nah, I don't want to say too much, but I might be able to sort something where we can do that at some point in the future. I'm speaking to a certain MC from back in the day, like legend, like done things with Boy Better Know and Trust.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyway. Secrets. I'm trying to basically pattern something, but my mind is always like every time I ring him, he's like, I'm in the studio. I was like, fuck's sake. So yeah, I'm trying to get something, but when I get it, I'm gonna get it, and then I want to try and. Because I had a look on WhatsApp. I think you can have 4 people in a video call at one time. So I want to try and pattern him into this and this as well. And I was going to say to you, I know you know a lot of DJs and MCs and whatever else. If there's any one of your boys that you want to like incorporate into this, that like, yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Because like, and plus with your guys, another thing that will be good because this is obviously our series, but it is obviously about you. They can give stories about you that you two have shared that you haven't told me. Because as much as we've made a connection and we have a connection, you're not gonna remember every single thing. Sometimes when you got your brethren there and you're like, oh, bro, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes that like sparks the initial fucking memory of it. You know what I mean? And you'll be able to like talk about like situations that you lot have been on with like when you've been on stage or when you've had to record and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But what's been new for you music wise recently? Because I've seen you coming back with a couple things as well, fam. Always dropping things.
I'm trying, man. I'm just trying to stay active, bro. I think like I said before, innit, music is my therapy. When I don't do music, like I feel kind of lost. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a mad one.
I don't get that with music, but I get that with music to an extent of if I don't listen to it. If I don't listen to music, like I've had times where like I find it funny how if I haven't got my headphones for work, that changes my whole day.
Your vibe.
Yeah, trust. Yeah. I haven't got them to hand for a second, but basically I got these little wireless headphones, little earbuds. I only have one in. If I don't have like that one headphone in, oh man, I don't want to be there. I really don't like trust. I just use it to calm myself in that sense, but yeah, I completely get what you're saying, though, man. But it with music, do you find like if you weren't to do music for say like I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, do you find it like affects the other things that you do?
What do you mean? Like if I don't do music?
So like you know, say if you couldn't do music for like a week or so, do you find it affects your concentration? I'm trying to say. Like otherwise, in everything else that you do, yeah, because it's cause
I start feeling it's like I get withdrawal symptoms, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like an addiction.
Like I need to.
Yeah, it's like an addiction. Same with me with videos, fam. It's the same with me with videos because I get the same thing where like if I don't make a video for like 3-4 days, I wake up one day and I feel like a dosser or something, bro. I'm like, what am I doing now? I'm not doing anything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a weird feeling like that, but I guess with music as well. Plus, it's healing as well because you're able to vent and get like your emotions and your feelings out on a track, if you know what I mean, which is obviously a form of expression. But do you find like lyrics wise, what are your tips for writing like lyrics? Like say if you just like trying to come up with something, like have you got any tips at all that you could give people?
I think that the main tip of writing there is to try and sound like yourself, fam. Don't flip it and try to rhyme like anyone else. But like don't worry about rhyming patterns because of like I said, sometimes when you write a bar, yeah, it might not even sound that good. But when you put it in the mic and you put your ad-lib behind it and that, it sounds better. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think there's a proper structure to how you write your bars. Like we spoke before, some man might rhyme the third bar with the first line, the fifth with the second. Like it doesn't even make no sense. You know what I mean? But I think we were living in an age of music. Yeah, no offense, where I don't want to sound rude. I know there's people like J. Cole's and there's the Kendrick Lamar's that are a bit deeper, Carla's and that. But lyrics nowadays, they don't need to be so complex. They need to be relatable. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It needs to like, you get me? You know, that tune that I did, for example, Till the Day I'm Gone, I've done bare tunes, yeah? But everyone that's messaged me about that one, they said it connected. And when I listened to the the content of what I'm saying, like the actual.
Yeah,
word,
no, I'll speak on that. So with that tune,
nothing amazing, but it connects because of what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, it's a relatable song. But I think with the people like the Kendricks and stuff like that, I think what they're doing is obviously because they know that when they're doing these double entendres and stuff like that, they are boxing themselves in that sense, and then that's why they do like Kendrick might do a tune where it's bare conscious, but then he'll do like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of one of his like swimming pools or one of his like bouncy pop tunes that everyone can like relate to. So yeah, I completely get what you're saying with that sense. But back to what you were saying though, more to the point of being yourself. That's one thing that I'll say is definitely true, because I have gone to many different studios over the years when I was younger with some of the most normal people, and when the second they get in a booth, they're talking the greasiest, and when they come back out, I'm like, bro, why?
Different person.
I'm like, why are you doing that? Yeah, but my man says this.
What's that program? Stars in Your Eyes.
Yeah.
When
they come out and impersonate being someone else. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then goes back to Dave again. Like it's a mad thing. It's a mad thing still. I just think be yourself. Like I think every rapper, maybe even myself, at times you might say like, a little bit of spice into something, yeah. But then when you actually deep it, it's like there's no point. You gotta be real. That's why for like the good last, I'd say 5 years, bro. I just right now. Anything that's real to my heart, and I don't worry about what people are going to think about it. Before,
to be fair,
I used
bro,
to kind of think, I need to say this to sound that way or to sound this way. But now I think
from my personal experience of when I used to do music, I think to an extent we all think of how it's gonna sound, because to be fair, I'm not an artist anymore, but you're an artist. You know what I mean? So you're your biggest critic. You're your worst critic as well, because you critique yourself more than anyone else would critique yourself. You hear things more than anyone else would hear because you're the person who creates it. But then I can hear with your music, as I've listened to it now for over the past month, of all the different tunes I've listened to. And like I said, I've gone back and listened to tunes of yours, like I said, from 5 years ago. Now, you know this anyway, but like when I've listened to your freestyles from like 5 years ago with your brethrens over the Shire acting and stuff like that, I can hear your tones, and through doing music previously myself and knowing how people speak and speaking to you just on a regular, because I know for a fact, one, you don't put no voice or no act on, because I talk to you normally throughout the fucking day and we send voice notes and it is literally just like how we're talking now. Two, I know how I don't know everything about your life, but I know how your life is. You tell me how your life is. You're not saying anything that isn't true. So when you're able to say music, you have more emphasis in what you say, because there is backing behind it. Like, if I was to do a tune now and I said, I'm the guttiest gunman, fam, fucking no, I ain't. Like, how am I going to be able to say that with any chest?
No. But when I was saying that, like, for example, like back in the day, you might be like, you're dissing man, and be like, I beat Rarez girl.
Yeah, but really when you're younger, you're gassed up.
It's just bars, isn't it? But talking about raiding machines and juking man and then I robbed the bank last night. If you didn't really do it, it doesn't really make sense for you, Puz, because you're going to be expected to be that way.
That's what I'm saying.
All of the time. And I say that's why I just be real, and I just say what I feel is my realist truth.
Yeah, your reality.
And that's why it flows out. I think if I try to be something that I'm not, like you said, when I rap, it's going to sound completely different. It's going to sound false. It's going to be a different person, isn't it? My rap voice is almost like how I speak. I just have to project certain words out. That's about it.
Well, and like you said, if you say you're on crud and this, that, and the other, you're going to have people come up to you and be like, so are you about that life that you say? You know what I mean? And you're just giving yourself an image that you don't need to give. And this is the thing with like rappers and stuff like that. As long as they're comfortable in what they say. Like one of my favorite MCs of all time, and he has some of the, like if you actually just looked at his lyrics, he has some of the most weird bars, is JME. Like, Jamie is the most normal guy. Like, he used to say, what is it? Because you got your name and your Nike at Dunks, I'll beat you up. But that's when he was like, 17 or so. But like, what's his bars? I got my uni degree, I paid my mum's rent, like, you know what I mean? I paid my council tax, like, but he doesn't. Yeah, but he doesn't have to like. Man doesn't have to be a gunman. It's just like, bro, he can say the most normal shit in a rave and fucking get the baddest reload because not because it's JME, but because he says like it's true. He says it with his chest, like how you do your thing. You know what I mean? And I guarantee you've had mad reloads over just saying normal shit because it's true. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's the best thing to have. Is just originality and to be you at your core, and that's why your fan base grows naturally, Rev. And that's why, like you said, you get people who then connect to your music and connect to you because you're being who you are, and that's the. It's not even an image. That's just what you're putting out. What you see is what you get. If you know what I mean. So, what's your plans for 2021 music wise?
I want to do a flipping pink in a brain thing and take over the world. No, I'm joking. Flipping, you know what, bro?
What do you mean? That's a sick name for a mixtape, though.
Pink in a brain.
Nah, the takeover or something like that. Some shit like that.
No. You know what? Yeah, like I just want to push myself, but at the same time, I want to work with a lot of talented people because I think the more talented people you are, the more talented people that you work with, the more it's going to benefit you as an artist. You know what I'm trying to say? If I go in a booth tomorrow with someone who's not really taking music serious, he might or she might not be better than me lyrically. I might gain a couple of things, but I'm not really going to gain. I just want to be around talented people in the near future and learn as much as I can and make good music.
Yeah, I'd say 2 things for you that I reckon would help. 1, do more music videos, fam, because your music videos are sick. And I think aesthetically, like, alright, I might sound like a nerd now, but sonically, sick, all your tunes are sick. But aesthetically, when people are looking at it, people are more drawn into it because there's a music video, do you know what I mean? I reckon more music videos, like with whoever you choose, whether it's the guy you did it with from beforehand or people you've used or whatever else, I reckon that would be good for you. And the only other thing that I reckon would help is you need, even if you draw it yourself, fam, because I'll be honest, JMG News was drawn by me and my brethren. Basically, I used to do art in college, so I can draw to an extent. I drew it, but my brethren then put it onto graphics and did everything that he did with it because he's good like that. I think you need your own, like, either your own text or your own logo or something to, like nothing takes away from Koinz. You are Koinz, you know what I mean? But just something, like, you know what I mean? It's only a suggestion, but yeah, they're the only 2 things I was thinking to myself. Because when I look at your channel, I was just like, you need like your icon, your, like, even that, you could turn that into something, because that's sick on itself, you know what I mean? But you could use that or something, and maybe videos. That's the only 2 things I was thinking, because otherwise, like, you got the talent, you got the bars, that's all there. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just a showcasing of it. But I still can't get over that picture that you put up on Twitter about the money that people get paid. Fucking hell.
It's disgusting because you're included in that on YouTube though, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? The money that you're going to generate from your stuff is kind of shocking still.
I won't reveal my numbers of what I make, but put it this way. I have 7,200 videos. I don't even make £100 a month, fam.
But fam, it's still P, fam.
It's still P.
Certain people ain't even making £100 every 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
It's money, fam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's something that you like to do.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So that's why I still do my job and I do this as a side thing. That's why anything I get paid from this is just a bonus, because I don't do it to get paid, if you know what I mean. Even though now I've just started getting ads, it's not like how people think. Because a lot of people think as soon as you get verified on YouTube, like, I make bare money. It's like, nah. I'm like just a normal guy. The difference is I just choose to do this while other people choose to work 40, 50 hours a week. You know what I mean? But that's no disrespect to anyone, because everyone walks a different path in life. You know what I mean? It's just how you decide to do things. But yeah, I do remember though when it used to be a weird like thing to say, like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. Even now, like, I say that like to fucking people, and they're like, so what is that then? And it's just like, it's just hard to explain to people. You know what I mean? But I am the only person with that, like, as a tattoo. I think I am the only person.
Yeah, that is sick.
Just.
That is sick.
Charles.
Alright, curveball, yeah? Let's do a little curveball. What do you think about people bleaching their skin?
it's wrong. It's just wrong. It's just wrong, fam. It's just wrong. Like, I understand the whole culture over in, like, I don't know how deep you want to go on this because I know a bit up. So, like, obviously, you got family backyard, I got family backyard in it. So, obviously, you know that there's a certain skin tone of brown that light skin is like, not, I don't get this crap, but some people see it as more desirable or whatever in it, and they want to be this certain skin tone because I don't know why they believe that is what they should do. People have been drinking bleach for the longest time, doing these sort of things and like patches and whatever else it is that they want to do. Oh, sorry, my girl just said, Abby just said injections apparently is another thing that they do as well. They inject bleach into themselves. But fam, I don't agree with it. Like, I'll be honest with you, you are blessed with the skin that you have. You know what I mean? Not everyone, you know, there's some people who have skin conditions. Like, I got friends who have like skin conditions and stuff like that where, like, you know, and they're happy being the way that they are. I can't really agree with someone drinking bleach, bro. I can't like drinking it, injecting it, whatever. However I just yeah, man, I can't agree with it. What do you
The reason why I said it there, because I think it was on what day is it today? Wednesday. I think it was on Monday. Someone was bleaching their skin and they nearly died. It put them in hospital because of, I don't know, I think it was obviously they're injecting something in their skin and they're in hospital and they nearly died now. And it led me like on the trail of raw. People that bleach their skin, all these body modifications, like, what is this world going
funny that you body modifications.
I see that program about the cyborg man. Did you see that? That's coming up. You don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah.
There's a man, yeah.
Hold on, say that again. My partner watches TV. Really? Wow.
I don't get it, fam.
I don't
all these modifications and bleaching skins and all these things. People getting horns on their head. What's this?
Okay, no, I know about the guy getting horns on his head. I seen another one before, and there was a guy who had his eyelids changed so they look like lizards. There was another guy who had...
Yeah, you can have your eyeballs tattooed.
Yeah, there was another guy who had his tongue cut. He literally wanted to look like Lucifer. So he had all this stuff to make him look like a beast, so that he had like two... like his tongue moved in like two different ways and all that. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, man. I don't agree with that. But then, what can I say now? I don't live their life. I don't understand why they do what they do. But the one thing that I was gonna say when you said about body modification, so I seen a tweet the other day, and like this actually made me feel a little bit sad, man. I didn't even know this person or anything. You know, you just see tweets like I seen this tweet of this guy, and he was saying about his niece, and he said his niece is really unhappy with herself because she's seeing all these images of a social media influencer, and obviously she's influenced by her. She wants to look like her. She's a beauty Instagram model, and nothing against how women look. Everyone comes in different shapes and sizes. There's someone who likes someone. It doesn't matter how they look. You know what I mean? Like these shouldn't, like, people shouldn't be judged like that. But anyway, so he was saying to me, my niece is really upset because she's trying to get rid of her hip dips. Do you know what hip dips are? Yeah. So this is a 12-year-old girl. It doesn't show what the girl looks like or anything like that. And he's just like, oh, I'll show you a picture of what this girl looks like, bruh. This girl, like, she's a good-looking woman, like, but she's like some African woman who literally looks like an hourglass figure, like massive batty, like massive chest and everything. I was like, what is this 12-year-old girl looking at that for and thinking that's normal? That's not normal. That's not yeah, but fam, that's not normal.
And the media has to look. It doesn't have to look that way, but it's portrayed in a certain way.
I hear that though, bro, but it's not healthy. Yeah, but that's not healthy for him.
You feel, you know what I mean? Which I think's bad for him, because I think there's a lot of women as well that are getting things like lip fillers, and it's mashing up their lips, fam. And I think, why are you doing that? You should just be proud of what you've got. Obviously, say, for example, if you've got one breast bigger than the other, and it's mad different, I might think, okay, maybe,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right, I understand that, but when you have, like you just said, when you have lip injections and you don't need them, why are you doing that? When you, like, bleach your skin because, I don't know, you're a certain shade of darkness and you don't like...
proud of who you are.
Exactly.
Whatever shade of skin
Exactly.
you
It
are,
doesn't matter.
This is why I'm mentioning this now. I don't know who's gonna watch it. Someone might think. That's why I said curveball.
No, I'm glad that you brought this up, because this is one thing that I've said my whole life, and I've had this with people before, and there's like people have said to me, like, when I was younger, I used to, maybe it was like a youth man mentality or something. When I was younger, I used to take a lot of pride in my appearance. I mean, to the point of like I had to have a shape up, I had to look a certain way, and I see that with like women, I see that with other people and stuff like that. But to the point that like people are now ashamed of how they look because unrealistic views that they see on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, not just social media, but even just in TV and radio. No, I can't say it for radio, but you know what I mean, like just how this is pushed onto people of like, oh, you have to look like this. And I don't have children, but I have nieces and nephews that are like coming up to like teenage sort of years, and I have you know, I mean, I have other family members and like my brother and whatever else, and like it's scary because obviously I didn't grow up old generation, but my parents are old generation, so because of that I grew up with an old generation mentality. So I don't, even though I'm only 27, I'm not like a millennial. I'm not in that age gap. I've passed that. I'm older than that. So my brain is different how I look at things. I see things, and because I do marketing, but because I can see a marketing scheme when I look at a lot of different things, I'm like, yeah, you're doing this because you're selling this, or you're trying to make this look popular and stuff. I don't appeal to it. But I had to come off Instagram about 2 years ago because I was looking at other social media influencers who were doing similar things to what I was doing. And bro, I was just getting mad jealous all the time of like, how has he always got more than me? How is it like, even with stuff like that? And it's a unnatural thing that social media has created, is this like, it's a window looking into someone else's life that's always better than yours. And that's a fault that we have.
And it's in a way, and it's mad.
It's envy and jealousy, yeah, but it's a fault that we have as just people. But that magnifies it onto a whole new level, and that's when you get, you know, not just girls, because boys do it as well, like throwing up because they want to be skinnier. Like, trust, man, it's just wrong, and I just don't like how it's pushed.
Yeah, but it's like that woman, wasn't it, when she
I
had
think, I don't know what episode it was. I can't even remember. Maybe like the first couple, we were speaking about social media, and I was saying that even myself, like, when I put myself out there, I show you my actual life.
Who you
like,
are.
There'll be pictures, my skin might look a bit bust up.
Yeah, but you're just, but you're doing you. You're being you. You know what I mean? You're not like, oh, I gotta do this at a certain angle.
You know what I mean? Whereas some people, what you see on social media, when you see them in public, is something else. You know what I mean? And I think people should start embracing their looks,
Who
start
they are.
embracing their wrinkles,
Yeah.
embracing like.
Be proud of who you are. Yeah.
Something to give you like a six pack and that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's too much, bro. It's actually quite robotic, and the way I see it, the future. What's gonna happen if they're doing that now? Cause you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Hold on, my girl just said something. What'd you say?
It's like modelling, like it's just airbrush.
As Abby just said, it's the same with modelling, with how like they'll get rid of all the imperfections of someone using airbrushes. Because I've seen that as well with when, like, no disrespect to how someone looks, you know what I mean? Everyone is beautiful in their own way. Everyone has beauty in their own way. But like stupid things where I've seen on Twitter where people have been like, oh, this is my profile picture. Can you spice it up? Like, that's just a picture of you. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you don't feel comfortable in your own skin, you're never gonna feel comfortable. It gets to a certain point where you have to be able to, like, I'm at a point in my life where I can look in the mirror, and regardless of how I look, I'm still proud of the person that I am. And I think it all comes down to self-respect. Regardless of all this, oh, I want this, it's self-respect, and it's very much taken away from us these days, because the problem is there is no sense of freedom. I'm glad, bro, this conversation got real deep, but there's no real sense of freedom with these people, and they're constantly looking at other people, trying to find belonging of, oh, look, these people look cool, so I want to look like them. But then when they look like them, have you noticed how people are like culture vultures in the sense of like, this is a style, we all look and dress like this. 6 months later, this is a style, we all look and dress like this. They do it with music, they do it with, it seems everything, and it seems that it's like people who are just not comfortable being who they are. And like you were saying, people need to embrace who they are and be comfortable who they are. But then I think that's something that needs to be, taught though, bro, as well. Because I had them ethics.
That's why I thought I should bring it up, but start it how I started it, so we can
Yeah. No, so it's a good starting point. But as I was saying, like, I think that's taught. That's something that has to be taught, because I had them ethics taught to me of like, well, you know, when you